Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to cover the opening round Summer Major Rookie Division front 9 holes. Real quick before you start skipping, I need to give you a timeline for the rest of my day. Obviously had a very good round here. As a matter of fact, minus 17 on this one and a minus 16 on this one. So, the shots that I have are playing very consistent, which is nice. I'm up against the gun to going to work. I need to leave my house here in about 2 hours to go to work. So I'm going to try to get the back 9 completely played and posted before then. That's highly unlikely. But just know that I am going to get the back 9 out today. It's just going to be a little bit behind schedule, as we've kind of had a pet emergency this morning that I had to deal with. So everything's fine, but it's just putting me a little bit behind schedule, so I wanted to say that. All right, so here we go. Summer Major, Rookie Division, opening round, front 9 holes. Let's go. Hole number 1, all we need is a Titan. Yes, if you wanted to make it easier for you, you could use a Power 4 or a Power 5 ball like a Berserker. But a Titan here is easy to get it over the rough and into the area that we want to be to get this thing to drop for an eagle. As you can see here, I'm going with quite a bit of OP. That's not full OP, and we're going with a little bit of curl to the left. The reason that we're going with a little bit of curl to the left is just to make sure that we don't go into that sand trap right there that you saw us skate on by. All right, so we get that shot. That's going to leave us here for another look at a different club. This is an extra mile level 8, so just this will be a common theme in this tournament, to where I'm playing all 4 of my rookie accounts, so I'm playing my baby accounts as well. The baby accounts have no sniper, they have no thorn. It's just basically a good extra mile for sure, like an extra mile 7, but the secondary clubs are really not there. So I'm going to show you multiple different looks. So you just kind of skip around to what suits you best, but you see here with that extra mile 8, we get even more of the drive and we get more yards on the drive. So there's 2 different looks at hole number 1. Shot number 2 is going to be played the same though. We're going to be playing full top spin, right? And then 2 bars of side spin to the left. The 2 bars of side spin to the left is going to be crucial on this hole, or else you're probably going to miss your shot to the right. I missed my shot to the right on both of my baby accounts. I only did 1 bar of side spin to the left. Then when I got over to my 2 main rookie accounts, I learned from that mistake. I put 2 bars of side spin to the left on both of shot number 2s, and as you saw on my scorecards, I went 2 for 2, and that thing is dropping dead center whenever you do it correctly. Okay, I dropped it with the Endbringer and I dropped it with the Rapier, so, pick your poison, but that's hole number 1. Now we're going to go into hole number 2. Hole number 2, as you saw, was the only one I did not eagle on one of my accounts. But we're going to go with 1 bar of backspin. We are going to go with 3 bars of side spin to the right. And yes, there is a rough bump over there on the right-hand side. For some reason, I don't know why, but I just went into practice mode and I started playing it from the left-hand side, which is really against the wind. It's not the best option for the hole-in-one, although the hole-in-one is definitely there. So we'll kind of rewind this one here for a second, just kind of take a look at the total setup. But as I was talking, I'm just going to let the shot play out. As you can see, it's definitely there. It's a great possibility for a hole-in-one. Let's take a look at exactly how we played it. I do want you to try to play at minus 5% at minimum distance. The shot you're seeing me play is going to be played at 0% at minimum distance. So there's the 1 back and the 3 right. Ball guideline going directly through the hole, just like that. And then you can kind of see the setup position here. The green inner ring fully in the rough. Half the yellow in the rough, half the yellow on the fairway. That's what I'm looking at for my setup spot. Here we pull the rings. We already saw it. We can fast forward through that. And then we just pull it a little bit too much to the right, which is why I want you to take half of a percentage off of my shot. So instead of playing minus 0, instead of playing 0, we would play minus 5. All right. That's going to take us to hole number 3. Hole number 3, we're going to use a Kingmaker here on a par 5 just because of the headwind. We're going to go full top. We're going to go 1.5 bars of side spin to the left. You'll notice here I'm putting my orange ring over there by the rough line. We do make our adjustment for wind. A little bit of OP, not a whole lot. I put the ball through the, bottom triangle parts. Some people call it teeth. But just a little bit of overpower there, and we do blast this thing up the fairway. It's going to leave us for a really nice albatross opportunity on shot number 2. And then on this account, you saw on the scorecard, we do pick up the albatross. Now, as far as the elevation goes, I do put minus 10%. The reason I don't tell you whether minimum, medium, or max is because it's going to be extremely drive dependent on how far you get that ball up the fairway or how not far you get it up the fairway. For me, I got it pretty far up, so I was minus 10% here. As you can see, at absolute minimum distance of my sniper. Just make sure you gauge for yourself where you're at on your club level. So again, I do play this one at absolute minimum distance, the minus 10% as you saw in the graphic. Very small ring pull here. Also pretty lucky with only 2 mile/hour wind. I mean, that's about as low as we're going to get with a Kingmaker and Rookie, which makes this shot even easier. But as you can see, dead center, we smack the pin, and we're in there for an albatross. That will take us here to hole number 4. Hole number 4, we're going to be playing it 0% at max on the drive. We're going to go with the katana. We're going to go with the top spin, as you saw. A little bit under 3 bars of top, 3 bars of left. Now, if you wanted to make this drive even easier on yourself and not have to pull into overpower, and as you can see here, I'm using a little bit of overpower with a little bit of curl to the left. Not a lot on either the OP or the curl, but obviously if you wanted to make this shot easier for you, this would be a good one to use a Kingmaker on as well. I do try to only use Kingmakers and Rookies for par 5s or par 4s where it gives us a significant advantage. But here you can definitely play with the katana, but a Kingmaker would be the best ball to use, in my opinion, of any free-to-play ball. Here we go to try to chip it in for the eagle. I do believe, yeah, we pick up the eagle here. Of course we do, because hole number 2 is the only one I don't eagle, right? So here we're going to go with the runner. The runner is becoming a club that I'm really liking to use in tournaments. If you have a Hornet at a good level, Hornet would definitely be the absolute best club to use here. But that's going to depend on your club level. Most players that are playing rookie should have a decent enough runner to pull this off. If you're more of an advanced rookie player, then you go with your Hornet. You saw the spin adjustment there, spinning into the hole. Lesser level runner clubs, you'll have to leave your ball guidelines short. So if you're sitting there playing with like a runner 8 or something like that, you'll use your ball guidelines short. All right, so, oh boy. All right, well, I've made a mistake here. So obviously you saw my scorecard. I did eagle this hole. Clearly I saved the wrong replay. Okay, this is absolutely my fault, everybody, but it's okay. You see the shot. You don't have to see the ball go in the hole. You see the setup. You see most of the yellow ring in the rough, a little bit of it hanging out. That's not that important. Most important is we go ball guidelines, center of hole, and the second most important is you hit perfect. On this account, obviously I hit great, and I miss it to the left-hand side. You can see with the perfect ball, that ball goes in the hole. And yes, I did eagle it on one of my accounts. Apologize about having the wrong replay, but I messed that one up. It's just a lot to juggle. Okay, this one is a little bit crazy as I got a hole-in-one on every account. So 4 for 4, 2 for 2 with the sniper and 2 for 2 with the Viper. So depending on your clubs, let's go ahead and hop into this one, okay? This is going to be played 0% at mid. 0% at mid. You're going to notice here, we're going with about half a bar of top spin. Your setup is going to be the most crucial part of getting this ball to drop, as there is a nice little funnel here in this wind push. Notice my ball guideline is essentially playing just slightly to the left-hand side of pin. But when you take a look at the setup, the yellow ring is on the top of the rough, and like my full ball guideline before it starts to curve towards the pin is basically playing right there between where the light green and the dark green squares meet. See that? 4.4 mile per hour wind. That was about a 3.8 or a 3.9 ring pull. 0% at mid. You know, don't have the rule of thumb where you play snipers 1-for-1, especially if you're a newer player. That's definitely a huge myth in the game. The sniper is not a 1-for-1 club, meaning if the wind is 4 miles an hour, you do not always pull 4 rings. Here we go. Here's a different one with wind, 2.9 miles an hour. Now you're going to hear my cat in the background. Sounds like he's waking up. 2.9 miles an hour, same spin. I'm trying to find that exact same setup spot. Ball guideline just shading the left-hand side of the pin. 2.9 miles an hour. This was like a 2.5 or 2.6 ring pull. I forget, but it's close to one of those two. Come here, Sonny. All right. So as you can see here, this ball's dropping dead center. Now, if you don't have a sniper and you're playing with a Viper, you get the benefit that I decided to play my small accounts in the major. So with the Viper here, you'll see the spin adjustments. You'll see the ball guideline. Sonny, what are you doing, buddy? This is 4 mile an hour wind. We get a nice little perfect ball here, and this thing goes into the right-hand side of the hole. So here's another one, 3.6 mile per hour wind. Like I said, I went 4 for 4 on it. You see about 0.9 bars of top spin, leaving my ball guideline a little bit short of pin, just like that. You can kind of fast forward since we've seen a lot of these, but we straightened this one out. And that one goes into the center of the hole for a hole-in-one on hole number 5. Hole number 6 is going to be very difficult. All right, this is going to be the hardest hole on the front 9 for sure. Kingmaker, par 5, long par 5. If you're somebody that's playing with power 4 or power 5 balls, definitely a huge benefit to bust out a P4 or a P5 here if you have the inventory and resources to do so. As you can see, we need to get a lot of this drive like I did on this account. All right, so I'm going to show you what happens when you get a lot of the drive. I'm going to show you what happens when you don't get a lot of the drive. When you get a lot of the drive, you can actually play straight up at the green, just like this. You're going to get a nice part of the fairway to land on. You can see the ball guidelines going to the green. You can see that we're significantly aiming on the left-hand side of the pin. So, of course, we're going to use some curl, to even this thing out and get it more towards pin. Here, perfect ball, always nice to learn from. Could have even used a little bit of backspin on this shot, which is a nice situation to be on this hole. And I used a little bit too much curl to the right. But hole number 6, I'm going to take this all day. If you don't get a lot of the drive, okay, meaning maybe you clip the rough and roll out, this is what your shot could potentially look like. Here's what I suggest you do. I suggest you do a rough bump with your big dog. Now, you don't have a good ball guideline, so you just kind of have to take my shot here and see how this went. With the big dog 5, I went with full top, full side spin to the right. We are going to have to use pretty heavy OP, as you saw when I was pushing up to max there. Need to be careful not to go into that top rough as well, so more curl I would suggest. And that'll leave you with this shot right here. You see here, chip in to win, so obviously my opponent was picking up a birdie on this hole. So this hole is going to get some people. Here I just went with a set shot. I just kind of offset it to the left-hand side of the cup. I'm going to let this little bitty 2 mile per hour tailwind with crosswind push me into the hole. That's typically how the Firefly plays, and a lot of wedges. As you can see here, dead center with just a set offset shot. That's hole number 6. Best of luck with that one, and we move on to hole number 7. Hole number 7 is a set shot again. I'm going to go with full top to right with the Titan, and you see that bush right there? That's all I'm aiming at. This little bitty bush right here, just like I did in the qualifying round, to the left of these cacti, whatever you call them. That bush right there. You see I push up and you see it? Okay. Here, this is basically full OP with about half a ball of curl to the right. We get a lot of this one here. We clip the rough, we roll out. That's basically what we're looking to do. And all we want to do is take shot number 2 with our backbone. At least that's the club I played it with. I go full backspin. And here I'm just bouncing the ball into the cup, as you'll see. We make our adjustment. We hit a perfect ball. This is not an easy one to pick up the eagle on. Okay, this is lucky. Obviously, I bounce, I hit the pin, the ball gets hit backwards, but just goes into the edge of the cup. So we're gonna take it. That shot is there, and then we move on to hole number 8. Hole number 8, same thing. Both my accounts pick up hole-in-ones on them. Hole number 8, well, hole number 7 is where I stopped on my baby accounts for time purposes. But I think I'm pacing minus 14-ish, minus 15 with those accounts as well. So, and hole number 1 was really the reason that got me on that one. But here we go. All right, this is another thing about the sniper. I'm playing this one 10% at mid. For a lot of people, that's going to trigger a 1-to-1 adjustment. That is not true. That is only true if you're playing a power 3 ball. We're playing a power 1 ball. So a power 1 ball with the sniper 10% at mid is actually 1-to-1 minus 0.01 or minus 0.1. So 3.3 mile per hour means we're going to play this 3.2. So just keep that in mind, because sometimes it's those little decimals that leave the ball at the edge of the cup, or they make the difference of going in. Perfect ball. And we get this one to drop into the hole. All right, same thing here on this account. 2.9 is going to actually be a 2.8 adjustment. You'll notice here that the setup is about half a bar of backspin. I really love rough bumps when I can use backspin. That's when I really feel like I'm in control. So about half bar of backspin, yellow ring at the rough. You see the ball guideline going through the back of the cup. You can kind of see the trajectory there of the ball guideline as well. But like I said, this is a 2.8 ring pull. 10% at mid, power 1 ball. This one drops in very nicely, center of cup for the hole-in-one. That's going to take us on to hole number 9. You know, I just ask that if you're new to the channel, or if you've been watching me for a while and you have not hit that subscribe button yet, just go ahead and do it. You know, that would be awesome. It's completely free to subscribe to the channel and watch the videos. We are closing in on 5,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you so much. Hole number 9, there's not a lot to explain on the drive. Pretty self-explanatory. We're just letting this thing rip from fairway to fairway. Also, if you like my videos and you would like to support my channel, you can always make a donation to my PayPal. It's in the comments. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, as I burn through a lot of balls, a lot of time. I use a lot of resources and practice tokens to figure out these shots for you all. Or if you'd like to become a member of the channel, you can always check that out in the description too. So link to my PayPal is in comments. Anything is appreciated. Or the link to the membership is also in the description. Or you can even do both if you're a rock star like that. Shot 2, 10% at mid is 1 for 1 with the power 3 ball. We are going to be going, as you can see here, you know, we're going to call that 4.8 bars of backspin. I've got the ball guideline pointing into the hole. We pull it 1-to-1. We get a perfect ball, so at least we can learn what's going to happen here. And this ball really just misses by about half a green square to the right. So we might need to tweak around with maybe an offset or even a little bit of side spin to the left to counter effect that roll. But that is the front 9 holes, everybody. Rookie will be fully done today. I just don't know what time. So please be patient. This is a major tournament. Don't rush and play. If you got, a day and a half left, just give me the time to try to get these shots perfect on the back nine so we can get us on the podium in the finals. All right, everybody, best of luck. As always, let me know how you do in the comments. Thank you.